And let's get started. All right, so a mission statement. So it's important to always know your university's mission statement. So California Intercontinental University offers relevant, in-demand, accredited online programs designed to enhance each student's professional career. CIU is committed to equip the next generation of business professionals, leaders, and entrepreneurs with the confidence, qualifications, and competence to succeed in the global business community and economy. Our mission pillars. These are the university mission pillars that we stand by. Now, how are you going to be embodying these mission pillars, right? Because this is all about you. Well, first and foremost, in our personal mission pillar, you will be received personalized support from all the administrative officers here, your student advisor, right? Your students or other classmates, your faculty, as well as your alumni. Accessibility, how will you embody that mission pillar while you're at CIU? Well, you're gonna have accessibility with your instructors, right? So you're gonna be able to communicate with the instructor and offer, get that support that you need from them, as well as our writing center, as well as our peers, our writing tutor, our math lab, and of course, your student advisors. And the entrepreneur spirit pillar, how can you embody that? Well, we provide you with the tools, right? And you will drive your program. All right, let's talk about the agenda. So what are we going to be talking about today? This orientation is broken down into 5 sections. We're going to be starting off with welcoming all of our global business leaders. Talk about learning the logistics of online, right, through some maintenance. We're going to talk about course registration. Talk about attendance. How do you track and monitor attendance being an online institution? We're going to get into course outline. Talk about APA, right? It's very important. Textbook. Tutorial. So we're actually going to go into your actual classroom, right, and look at your courseroom. What does that look like? What does it entail? It's really going to prepare you for the first day of class on January 7th. We're going to conclude our orientation with resources and information, the last information that I will provide you. And then lastly, our Q&A. And again, please ensure that you do mute your device to ensure that you eliminate any background noise. I don't want to mute your devices so that we can be able to have a collaboration during the orientation. And you can ask questions while I review the slides. All right, so welcome global business leaders. Thank you for taking the time to attend CIU's orientation today. We will be preparing you for this new and very exciting academic journey. We want to let you know that the commitment that you have made is not something that we take lightly. We are proud that you are with us. The expectations, of course, are going to be high. At times, it will not be easy. But we do believe in you and your abilities to succeed. So again, congratulations on embarking in this new academic journey. Know that you are going to have the support here at CIU. All right, so our first section of our orientation is learning logistics of online. Okay, first one is technology requirements, right? So first and foremost, what do we need to ensure that we're successful in the program? Well, we do need a computer and a reliable internet connectivity. That's important, right? It's an online business school. You also are going to utilize a webcam or microphone or external headset. In the MBA program, as well as the doctorate program, you will have to participate in a proctored exam requiring you to have a webcam and a microphone embedded into your computer. So do ensure that you do have that in your computer. Don't worry if you don't have that immediately. In the doctorate program, it's your 8th course. In the master's program, I believe it's your 6th class, where you will be taking the proctored exam. Once we reach that point that you'll be taking the proctored exam, we will remind you about it. So don't worry, we'll work with you. All right, Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So it's very important that you do have Microsoft Word and Excel because you will be utilizing this in your program. If you don't have Microsoft Office, we got you covered. We actually provide you with a Microsoft University email address or an EDU email address. So you can actually download Microsoft Office for free. A recommended browser that we recommend students to use is Google Chrome. It's the most adaptable to most of our platforms, and you have very little issues with Google Chrome. Adobe Acrobat Reader or PDF, a lot of our supplemental materials here at TIU are going to be downloadable via Adobe. Make sure that you do have that. And then lastly, excuse me, technical support. So this is a really important email address. You're going to be utilizing this for the rest of your program. At any time, if you experience any technical difficulties, all you have to do is email helpdesk@caluniversity.edu, and submitting an email to that email address is like submitting a ticket. It'll even provide you with a reference number. So keep that in mind, save this email address, always email the help desk to ensure that they provide you support. Let me know if you have any questions thus far. I do want to confirm that we have, I don't want to mess up the name, Mabubi. If you can hear me, thank you very much for joining us. I do see that you joined us. Appreciate it. All right, let's move forward to our next slide. Okay, so learning logistics, right? So we're going to be utilizing two websites. The first one is the student portal, or as we like to call it, the administrative headquarters. This website is a website that is mainly for the administrative information for students, for yourself. In this website, you'll be able to access your degree audit. So what other courses am I going to be registered in? You'll also be able to see your schedule, track your grades, right? View your account information. You can make a payment on this website. You can always update your personal information in this website as well. And you can also request a student ID card. So this is your administrative website. As a matter of fact, once we provide you with the username and password and you change this password, we don't even have access to it. The second website is your Learn Center. Think about Learn Center as Learn. This is your actual website where you'll be able to retrieve your classroom, right? So we utilize, our learning platform is Moodle. In this website, you'll also be able to access the Student Resource Center. You'll also be able to access the Writing Center, Math Lab, the LIRN, or our Library Information Resource Network. And then lastly, you will also be able to retrieve VeriCite Plagiarism Scanner. And we're going to be talking about the VeriCite Plagiarism Scanner during our tutorial. Keep in mind that it's very important because as graduate students, all of your submissions will have to be submitted in APA formatting, and all of your submissions will be automatically scanned for plagiarism detection. We have a minimum requirement or a 15%. This is kind of like an overview. Once we get into the course, we can definitely talk more about APA and about plagiarism. Amjad, great question. We're going to get to it in a minute in regards to APA, but I can tell you that it's a great question. And the APA basically is a Standards of Writing, and it stands for American Psychological Association. Great questions. Please feel free to chime in at any time. Okay, so let's talk about course registration. So this is the academic calendar for 2019. There's actually 8 terms or eight courses in 1 year. As you can see here from the highlighted section that I did, you will be starting on Monday, January 7th. So if you take 1 course per term in 2019, you will be completing a total of 8 courses in 2019. Now, I did see from your questions in the registration of your orientation, a lot of you did ask if you can take more than 1 course per term. And the answer for that is yes, you can. The only requirement for that is that you complete your first course successfully, meaning that you would have to complete this term 1 successfully with an B or higher in the class. This pretty much just tells us that you can handle the work, that you're successful. And then upon the next terms, we can definitely schedule in 2 courses if you would like. Keep in mind that these courses are 6 weeks long. You know, it contains a lot of work, but if you can do that, it's completely up to you. They are accelerated courses, so Some of, I've seen a lot of students are able to do it, so it's completely up to you, but you can definitely do that. The only other requirement is that upon the start of your dissertation, students are no longer able to double up. So during the 9 business record code classes, after the first one in the 5 specialization courses, students are able to double up or take more than 1 class. Okay, let's talk more about registration. So you will be registered automatically in the order of your program matrix. The master's degrees, there are 12 courses, so a total of 36 credits. The master's degree is composed of 8 core courses and then 4 specialization courses, and that's it. There's no thesis, there's only 12 courses. For the doctorate degree, there are a total of 20 courses or 60 credits, and it's composed of 10 core courses, 5 specialization courses, so that's 15 plus the CCA, and then the 5 dissertation courses for a total of 20. During the first week of the term or of every class, you will be able to adjust your schedule by adding or dropping a course. All schedule changes must be completed during week 1 per university policy. So during the first week of every single term, if you looked at your course and even though we follow a certain program matrix, but let's say, maybe next term or term 3, whatever the case may be, you're going to be busy at work. Maybe perhaps that course that you see maybe seems like it has a lot of work in the class. You can definitely make changes to your schedule. As long as you take the 10 required core classes first, we can definitely move them around. Let me know if you have any questions regarding the course registration. Okay, so then that leads us to attendance, right? So how do we track attendance when it's just an online program? So the program is designed to be flexible. However, again, the university does monitor weekly attendance, and attendance includes submitting an academic assignment, taking an exam, or posting in course forums. Just want to confirm that logging in without participation is not attendance. So the courses are broken down into 6 weeks. As long as you are submitting your weekly assignments every single week, the attendance will meet itself. For new students, the first day of class is critical. The first thing that you're required to do is post your biography statement on January 7th. Posting your biography statement tells us that you're here, you're present, and you're committed to your program. For new students, again, non-participation in week 1 will result in your cancellation. So if there's no posting there in the first week, then that tells us that maybe this is not the right time for you and your program will be canceled. Once you move forward with your first class in your program, students who fail to attend 14 consecutive days within a term after the add drop period will be eligible for withdrawal. What does that mean? 14 days, that's 2 weeks, right? And every class is 6 weeks. So that's almost a third of the class. It's, and again, in the doctorate program, in the BA program, there's a lot of work. So it's really hard to get caught up. Now, we understand what happens. I know most of you all are, have a full-time job, have responsibilities, have to balance family and life. So if anything happens, just let us know. Hey, just let me know, David, this is what's going on. I haven't been able to log in. I want to catch up, but I'm having difficulties. Whatever the case may be, I completely understand. Everyone here understands. I am in the doctorate program myself, like I mentioned. I understand how much work it involves. I also have, family, work that I have to balance. So just let me know, keep that open communication, and I promise you that we will find ways to help you out. Where we withdraw you from the program after consecutive days is that when we don't hear from you, we've attempted to call you, we've attempted to email you, and we haven't received any feedback from you. And we do that too as well to actually protect you, because that way you don't accrue any additional balance. So keep that in mind. Unit assignments are due for completion Sunday of each week by 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So the courses are broken down into 6 weeks. Each week is a unit, and every single unit starts on Monday and ends on Sunday. So we need to make sure that all of our assignments are due by Sunday of each week. Any questions so far regarding attendance or course registration?
One question, sir.
Sure, absolutely.
Just making sure you have me logged in.
Oh, sure. What's your name?
Ivy Lipscomb.
Let's see. Ivy Lipska, yes. Ivy, are you just dialed in via your phone?
No, I've been here listening the whole time. I was just making sure I was logged in.
Oh, okay, perfect. But you only dialed in via your phone, right? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ivy, for joining us, and again, congratulations starting your doctorate program. All right.
I have a question, sir.
Sure, absolutely. What is your question?
My name is Macy Uciari. My question is the submission date on Sunday. Does it have a specific deadline time?
Yes. So all of the submissions are submitted. They need to be submitted by 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right? So I know we have students from all around the globe, so you just have to make sure that you are aware of the time frame. Now, the assignments also have a time clock. It'll tell you that the assignment is due within an hour and 13 hours, a day and 13 hours. So they have a timestamp that lets you know when it's due. But everything needs to be submitted. Each of the units needs to be submitted by Sunday. So Unit 1 pertains to your first week of your first class or your first term. All of the Unit 1 assignments need to be submitted by Sunday. Then you move on to your next week, Week 2, which is Unit 2, and all those assignments need to be completed by Sunday of that week. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Got it.
And then, Messi, just to also help you, I'm a visual person. I like to see it myself. I'm actually going to show you a tutorial and show you the actual course room. So you see how the units break down, and then how the time dates work as well, or the due dates.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, and of course, if you need clarification, please feel free to. Okay, great question so far. All right, so let's talk about course outlines, right? So I want to give you kind of like a little glimpse of what you're going to be required to do. If you are an MBA student, your first course is going to be Marketing 517, which is a marketing class. And let's give you a little breakdown of what that looks like, right? So one, then how the time dates work as well, or the due dates. So for week 1, you have a couple things to do. The first thing you have to do on day 1 is complete your biography statement. You're going to be reading chapters 1 through 2. So this is for the first week. You're going to view online lesson presentations. You're going to participate in a discussion question. You're going to be submitting an assignment that is 2 pages long. And that's pretty much it. And this whole thing is taken directly from your syllabus. So your syllabus actually breaks down each of the weeks, so you know exactly what you are required to do. But this is a little breakdown. I just want to kind of talk about a little bit of discussion questions. So these are participation points. You may be wondering, how do you track participation points? Every week, for every single class that you enroll to at CIU, your instructor will post an initial discussion question. Every week, for every single class. This discussion question will pertain to that weekly's reading assignments, supplemental material, or lessons. You will respond to the initial discussion question posted by your instructor, and then you will respond to 2 classmates in the forum. A total of 3 posts. And again, I'll show you in the tutorial what that looks like. And for the MKT 517, the required textbook is here. Okay, let's talk about the doctorate program. So for this particular program, your first week, again, some similarities with the MBA program. The first thing that you'll be required to do is submit your biography statement on Monday. You will be required to read chapters 1 through 3. You will have a syllabus quiz, which is very simple. You just have to read the syllabus and take a little quiz. They're easy points. Take advantage of that. Review your lectures. So these are some videos on deductive, inductive, and abductive reasoning. You're going to have a voting activity. Very, very simple. You watch a video, a YouTube video, and then you post a vote. Your first project milestone is going to be 4 pages long. Keep in mind that's 4 pages in APA formatting, so that's double space. Yeah, in reality, it's 2 pages. But you will have to include a cover page and a reference page. So when you actually submit your first assignment, it'll actually be 6 pages. 1 cover page, 4 pages of content, 1 reference page per APA formatting rules. And then lastly, in the DBA program, in your first week, you will watch a video and submit a blog post. And then this is the required textbook. The structure of every single course will remain very similar. So after you complete week 1 on Sunday, if let's say you complete your assignments by Saturday, then you're done for the week. You can relax on Sunday or you can review for the next week, right? But this is an asynchronous program, meaning that everything that you need to access will be located in your course. The course is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and there's no specific date or time that you need to log into the class, as you will be working independently, completing all of your weekly assignments. All right, let me know if you have any questions regarding the first week of the doctorate course. All right, so we've reached halfway through the orientation. It's 10:28, we're good on time. Any questions regarding the first section of the orientation? We talked about some of the learning logistics or the requirements for online. We talked about course registration. We also talked about attendance, and we gave you a little preview on the course outline. Does anybody have any questions thus far?
I have a question. My question is about the textbook.
Sure.
How do you get it? Is it through the library or you need to order a physical textbook?
Sure, absolutely. Is it, what is your name? Is this Messi?
Yeah, my name is Macy Uciari.
Okay, good question, Macy. So we actually have a whole slide on a textbook, but I can give you a preview. So all of your textbooks will be embedded in your course. So you'll be able to access your textbook on the first day of class. You'll have to create a quick account with VitalSource Bookshelf, and you'll be able to access them through your course. After you create an account with VitalSource Bookshelf, you can download the application via your mobile device, your tablet, or via your desktop, and access them offline as well. But they will all be embedded in each of your courses.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We have a great question from James. James said, if you finish week 1 assignments in week 1 and you start working on week 2 assignments, can you start working week 2 assignments, or do you have to wait for the next weekly session to open Monday morning? That's a really good question, James. The beauty about this program is that once you have access to your course room, you have access to the entire coursework, all of the 6 weeks or all of the 6 units. So if you finish week 1, you can definitely start working in week 2. You can work ahead if you want. Absolutely, it's completely up to you. The only requirement that we do have for students is that they do have to meet the weekly attendance requirement. So I always tell students that if they do want to work ahead, I would recommend that maybe perhaps you write your discussion question in a Word document, and then on the second week, you just go in there and post it. But you will still have to maintain that weekly attendance, especially if you are receiving financial aid. But absolutely, you can definitely work ahead. It's completely up to you. Great question, James. Great question, Messi. All right, so let's talk about APA formatting. I know Many of you had already some questions. So again, APA is an acronym. It stands for the American Psychological Association. And basically, it's an APA style, right? So it's a standard of business writing. And throughout the entire program, you will be required to submit all of your assignments in APA format. So what it does is that it facilitates the clear communication of ideas and information, and it simplifies the tasks of publishers, editors, and readers. Now, if you are unfamiliar with APA, or you have never used APA, or maybe you used it but it's been a while, we got you covered as well. We actually provide you with an APA template, which is already formatted for you. The cover page, the reference page, as well as the headings. So all you have to do is fill it in. So it's very simple. This way we don't want you to feel overwhelmed, because I understand that maybe APA, especially if you're new at this, may be a little bit difficult or challenging in understanding every single rule. I can tell you firsthand, when I started using APA in my undergraduate, it was complicated for me to understand all of the rules. So there's specific rules on how to cite, how to reference, how to style your page. So just know that we do provide you with an APA template to help you out. And I'm going to show you that template once we go over the tutorial. Okay, let's move forward. All right, so let's talk about textbooks. So we utilize VitalSource Bookshelf. All of your textbooks are embedded in each of your courses. As a new student, you will have to create an account with VitalSource Bookshelf. It's very easy. It takes just a few minutes to create your account, and you have access to your textbook. And you'll utilize this account for the rest of your program. And again, like I mentioned, the VitalSource application can be downloaded to your smartphone, tablets, and desktops, and they have the ability to read your books offline. One great thing about the application is that you can download it to your smartphone, like I do. I have the application on my phone, and depending on the publisher, they actually have you the ability to create them in audiobooks. So during my commute to work, I put on my headphones and I can listen to my textbook or that chapter that week. So the VitalSource Bookshelf application has a lot of great tools, resources to help you ensure that you have an enhanced, experience with the textbook. In our Student Resource Center, you'll have a whole video on VitalSource Bookshelf that can really highlight some really great tools. But just know that the application is there for you once you start the program. A lot of students always ask too, David, I would like to have a hard copy of the textbook. Can you provide me with the ISBN number so that I can retrieve my textbook or purchase my textbook on Amazon? I've done that myself when I first started my doctorate program. I wanted to, get ahead of the course, and I bought my books through Amazon. I can tell you that they were actually very affordable. Most of them, I found them under $30. We can provide you with the ISBN number. However, that would be, you would have to purchase your own textbooks if you do want a hard copy. But if you do want the ISBN numbers for your textbooks, let me know and I can help you with that. Okay, so let's go over our tutorials. I'm actually going to show you what the websites look like and what your actual course looks like. So how do you access the website? Well, we provide you with both of the links as well as the login credentials. But in case that you don't receive those emails, this is a great way for you to view how to access both websites. If you select login here, up in the top right-hand corner, login, you have both websites, my classes or the Learn Center and the Student Portal. The Student Portal is the administrative headquarters, like I mentioned to you. I'm going to log into my account just so I can show you what that looks like. If I can remember my password here. Save this. All right, so this is the Student Portal. Like I mentioned to you, I'm just going to highlight a few tabs that are important. Your degree audit, please always ensure that you know what courses you're taking. Always ensure your grades. So imperative that you keep track of your grades. Know that in the graduate level programs, this is standards across all universities in higher education. A B or higher is passing in a graduate level course. Anything below a B needs to be retaken. So always ensure that when you are, when your course is over and your grade is posted, that you track your grades here under the academics tab. In the profile tab, you can update your information and change your password. The finances tab, you can view account information. Under the forms link and official forms, you can request an ID card. And then to access the Learn Center, you can go directly via the Learn Center link, or you can actually select the Go to Learn Center link here. So that's your student portal. Now let's log into your actual Learn Center. So I'm gonna log out just so you see what that homepage looks like. So this is the Learn Center. I'm logging into my Learn Center. The first thing that you'll see is a question, what time is it, right? And we talked about this earlier. The reason that clock is important is because the official time zone for CIU activities is U.S. Pacific Standard Time. So assignment due dates must reflect Pacific Standard Time. So we need to ensure that we are planning accordingly to submit your work on time. Okay, so it's Monday, January 7th. I logged into my Learn Center. How do I access my course room? There's two ways. One way is that you select this menu here, this little icon menu up in the top left-hand corner. You'll see a menu appear here. And you can select your menu from your course under My Courses. Your course will appear here. The second way that you can access your course is that you can scroll all the way down and then you'll see your course appear under My Courses here. So again, if you are in an MBA program, your first course will be Marketing 517. If you are in the DBA program, your course will be GRC 600. For the purposes of this presentation, I have opened up GRC 600, which is the Doctoral Academic Study and Writing. This is the first course for the doctorate program. If you are an MBA program, just know that the course is very similar to MBA or the structure, so you'll be very familiar with this course once we review this classroom. All right, so some of the things that I mentioned already about the course is that it is available for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This program is asynchronous, meaning that you can view your course content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without having to log in at a specific Okay, let's review the course room. Under announcements and important messages, the first thing that you'll see is some orientation highlights, some of the things that we talked about today. Announcement and forum, help forum. This is an open forum for the class in your classroom, GRC 600. And then now we get to the really important stuff, right? So the syllabus, textbook, and materials. GRC 600 syllabus, please, it's very important that you review your syllabus. I can guarantee you that if you review the syllabus, you'll really understand the expectations of the class, as well as how the class is going to be flowing. In addition to that, you will utilize the syllabus because you will have to take a quiz. So review instructor information. We haven't really talked about instructors, but just know that you always have an instructor that is assigned to each one of your course. These instructors are experts in their fields, and I'm more than happy to support you. In the GRC 600 course, usually we have Dr. Lamont Rouse or Dr. Bakari. Both instructors are really great at what they do. Dr. Rouse actually even received the Instructor Award for 2018. Students awarded him with that award on commencement last year. So it's a really great teacher. This is the link to the textbook that I mentioned about. So remember this green puzzle piece, and I'm going to show you how to access that. All you need to do is you select this link. It's going to prompt you to that VitalSource bookshelf website. Make sure that you put in your name here, your email, make sure that it's correctly and put it in here. You select continue, it'll ask you a few more questions, and then bam, you have access to your textbook. It's very simple. Once you do that, you have access to you've created your account. When you click on this link, you don't have to go through the login. It'll take you automatically and open up the textbook. Rubrics for project milestones. So how are you going to be graded on your weekly assignments? These are the rubrics. APA essay template and example references. This is the template that I was referring to. We're going to view the online version of it. The actual downloadable Word document is better because that's the one that you can actually make edits to, but I just want to tell you what it looks like. So basically, once you download the actual Word document, you double click and you can make edits. You put in your information, but as you can see here, this is where you're going to input your information: title, your name, your course name, your professor's name. It tells you how your document should be formatted, and it even tells you how your references should look like. And you can download this via your Word document. So that's the APA template. Now, if you need additional support in APA, we have the APA style guide. Review this. This takes you step by step on how to reference your document, in-text citation, and all the great stuff. Additional resources, Grammarly. If you don't know what Grammarly is or you've never used Grammarly, I strongly suggest that you take advantage of this free tool. As a student here at CIU, you get a free Grammarly account. It's a premium account, actually. And Grammarly is basically a writing enhancement platform. It was developed by top scholars, and it just helps you with proofreading. It assists you with scholarly writing. It just helps you write better. Take advantage of that. It's very easy to create your account with Grammarly. You will need a university email address. But upon your onboarding, so before you start your program, you will receive a call from either myself or Eddie for onboarding. During that onboarding process, we've requested a university email address for you. So all of you should have a university email address by the time you start your program. And again, your email address serves for two purposes. One, you can download Microsoft Office for free. And second, you can create your Grammarly account. Course announcements for this course. And then finally, we get to the actual breakdown of the information of the classroom. All right, so GRC 600, doctorate students, what do I need to do for Unit 1? So this is Unit 1, Week 1. It breaks down your learning outcomes. So what are you going to be learning, right? Course learning outcomes. So what are you going to be learning from this class? It highlights again that you will be reading chapters 1 through 3 from the textbook, right? And it welcomes you to 600 class. First thing that you need to do is introduce yourself to the class, right? Again, this is an informal introduction. There's no APA requirement. There's no length requirement. Just introduce yourself to the class. This is a business school after all. Start networking. A lot of students take advantage of this because they also are able to maybe find a study buddy to help them. Course. Syllabus. This is the syllabus quiz. Very, very easy. I think it's 10 questions, easy points. Take advantage of the syllabus. Take it. And again, online, some of the benefits of being online is that you're working on your own. So a lot of the quizzes are open textbook, right? Open notes. You can open up multiple tabs, right? So take advantage of all of that, all those resources. So biography statement here. All right, so then you go over the lecture. So these are some videos to really help you understand some of the readings that you've read for that week. Some videos. I enjoy videos. I'm a visual person. I understand the concepts better when I view a video rather than just read. The voting activity that I mentioned, all you need to do is view this video on summarizing paragraphs, and then you'll select vote to be heard, and then you submit your vote. You select one of three. Very simple, straightforward. That's it. The discussion question that we talked about. So every week you'll have a discussion question. This is a discussion question for the first week. It says, explain your voting choice using the concepts from the book and video. Provide an argument justifying your voting choice, utilizing at least 2 pieces of evidence or concepts from the video and or book. So it asks you to talk about your voting choice, right? And you can reference the textbook and you can reference the video. Once you submit 3 posts, so your initial post to the instructor and then 2 posts to 2 classmates, you'll see a check mark appear here. And you will also receive a notification in your email confirming that you've completed this portion of the class. Project milestone, your first writing assignment. All the instructions here. It gives you a thorough information on what you're required to do. Again, 4 pages, right? So that's 4 pages. That's double space, so it's not too bad. And it gives you like a little mini outline of what you should follow. One thing I do want to mention about the project milestones, especially hearing it from students and from my own personal experience, is that a lot of times, being in a doctorate program can be overwhelming. We don't know if we're doing it right, if we're doing it wrong. We don't know if we're following the instructions correctly. But I can tell you this: read the instructions and submit your paper to the best of your ability following those instructions, right? And I can promise you that you'll do well. A lot of times I've seen students where they overwhelm and then they start overthinking it and they, and they get stuck. Just do the very best that you can. Once you submit your assignment, your instructor will provide you feedback so you know how you're doing. And a lot of times I can guarantee that you're doing better than you think. Just follow the instructions, make sure that it's in APA formatting, make sure that it's 6 pages upon the submission, right? 4 pages of APA, and then 2 the cover page and the reference page, and then you'll be fine. And then lastly, you have the blog post. So 150 words based on those 2 readings, on those 2 videos. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention about the project milestone is that when you upload your submission, all of your writing assignments are going to be scanned for plagiarism detection. The threshold is 15%. So you need to make sure that when you are writing your assignment, that it's all of your words. And if you are referencing a textbook or quoting or, using some information from an online website, make sure that you reference correctly. Make sure that you give credit to the original author. If your assignment is more than 15%, your instructor may not grade it. We do have a vital source, not vital source, I apologize, a plagiarism scanner in the Student Resource Center that you can scan your paper prior to submitting that can help you ensure that you have less than 15%. And I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is pretty much your breakdown of the units. Once you complete that, you can go on to the next section. Very straightforward. I always recommend students to always check your grades. So the first week ends on Sunday. Instructors have 24 to 48 hours to provide you grades for that first week. So you probably will receive a grade by the next week on Wednesday. Click on grades and track your progression. That's very important. All right, based on time, I'm going to move on to the next section, the Student Resource Center. In case you missed it, Student Resources, Student Resource Center. So the Student Resource Center has a lot of great information. A couple things that I want to highlight is the CIU book list. If you ever want to purchase your own hard copy of the textbook, click on this link and you'll be able to access the ISBN number. Vital Source Bookshelf, that video that I mentioned to you to get a little bit more insight on some of the great tools that Bookshelf offers. The Verified Plagiarism Scanner, this is the scanner that I mentioned to you. If perhaps maybe APA is new to you, maybe you don't know if you referenced correctly, you want to make sure that you didn't plagiarize, go to the Student Resource Center, click on Verified Plagiarism Scanner, and upload your document here. Uploading it here is not uploading it to instructor, this is uploading it for yourself. It'll give you a report. It'll highlight the sections that it found plagiarism detection on your document. Let's say, for example, I submitted my paper and I received a 20%. That means that I'm not meeting the 50% threshold. Luckily for me, I didn't submit it. I submit it here, so I can go back. I can make edits to my document based on the highlighted sections of the report, and then I can go back and resubmit. So utilize the Verified Plagiarism Scanner if you need to. If you know that it's your own work and that you're fine, then you don't even need to do that. To be honest with you, I hardly ever use it. I just make sure that it's my own words and that I reference correctly. Grammarly, if you do need to create an account and need help on how to create your account, it gives you your steps here. A couple things that I do want to mention is the Writing Center. If you need help with your writing, click here. Math, if you need help with statistics, economics, we have a math lab and a writing center available for students. Online library, how do I access the online articles? If you missed it, online library, select it, click on LIRN. This is your online library where you'll be able to access all those peer-reviewed articles. And that pretty much covers our tutorial. Let's go back to our PowerPoint presentations and wrap up the last portion of this orientation. But before I do that, any questions regarding the tutorial so far? Okay. All right, so let's go over the resources and information section, assistance and support. So Eddie Hernandez, if you're working with Eddie Hernandez, your last name will be A through K, and this is his direct information, his email, his direct line, and his text number. If your last name is L through Z, this is my email address, my direct line, and my text number. Of course, I'm more than happy to support anybody. You know, you have my information here. Even if your last name is A through K, I'm more than happy to support you. Again, like I mentioned, I've gone through the first doctorate courses myself, so I know exactly what you'll be going through. We also have an additional support, Brett Gaines. He's available to support you as well. And we do have our main line in case you cannot get a hold of us via our direct lines. In addition to that, we are also available via Skype if you have a Skype account. And any preference in communication, let us know. We'll make sure that we'll be able to provide you with an alternative. Okay, let's talk about the Intelligent Partnership. CIU has partnered up with Pocket Confidant, a startup artificial intelligence company based in South France. So a lot of very successful entrepreneurs have a coach that mentors them and guides them. And we would like to support the students with an artificial intelligence coach. So upon your start of your program in the second week, you will receive an email from myself actually with your with access to Pocket Confidant. So this is not just limited to your coursework. You can talk to your artificial intelligence coach about any other things, work, family, whatever the case may be, but this is a great tool for students to be able to talk to someone and get that guidance. So student resources, some of the things that we've highlighted that are available for students. We have the Writing Center, we have Pocket Confidant, we have Grammarly that I mentioned. You have us, your student advisors, you have the Math Lab, and then you also have the university YouTube channel. Staff directory at any time if you need support from the transcript evaluator, Julia. This is her information here. If you need to speak to financial aid, if your last name is A through K, you'll be working with Joanna. If your last name is L through Z, you'll be working with Rita. If you have any questions regarding payments or accounts, you can always reach out to our Bursar, Chandra Austin, as well as Isaac Garcia here. If you have any questions regarding the Writing Center or need help, Dr. Donna Kirk-Macon is available via email. And again, help desk, so important. Here's the help desk information here. Right. So before we go into our Q&A, I just want to close our orientation today with some closing remarks. I want to start off by mentioning and letting you know that you deserve to be here, that you were accepted into the program, so I want you to believe in your abilities. Know that you are not going to be alone. Graduate school can be very challenging at times, right? But it helps to know that you are going to experience many of the same ups and downs as your classmates. Challenges are going to be expected, but just keep going. It's going to be a process, so developing good research skills and understanding the jargon takes time. So be patient, you will get it, and you will be very successful. And with that being said, it is 10:55, just enough time for Q&A. Thank you so much for attending our orientation. Just before we start the Q&A, I just want to make sure I go over one more time, make sure that you were present. Amjad Khan, Casey Pitcher, Duck Nguyen, James Weaver, Dakota, Mabubi, Messi, and then we also have Ivy on the line. All right, any questions for me?
I didn't catch your name.
David Rodriguez.
Can you spell it for me?
Sure, absolutely. D-A-V-I-D. What was that?
Amazing on orientation.
See, I didn't quite catch what you said.
Can you spell it for me?
Sure.
D-A-V-I.
Okay, so Amjad has a question. So how many attendance hours are required at minimum per week? That's a really good question, Mohammed. There isn't really a attendance or hours required in the program. So as long as you complete your work, you can spend as many hours as you want in the Learn Center. So there's no minimum hours required that you need to be logged into your actual Learn Center. You know, if you need to log in every single day to review your coursework, great. If you need to log in, retrieve all the information, and then go back in on Sunday and submit everything, that's completely fine too. We don't track the hours that you logged in. We just track that you actually post or you submit your assignment every single week. But if your question is at least how many hours you're going to be spending on your program, we say around 15 to 18 hours per week, and that varies per student. Great question. You're very welcome.
I have a question.
Sure, absolutely.
Can you hear me?
No, you got cut off.
Okay, I said, when are we going to have access to the web? Is it on the 7th or before the 6th?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So if you've completed your enrollment, your enrollment is completed, we actually can provide access to your Learn Center as well as your student portal today. We provide you with the login credentials. You want to have access to the actual course room until January 7th, but if your enrollment is completed, you can have access to your websites today.
Thank you.
Yeah, great question. Any other questions? Oh, I see some other stuff.
Your phone number. Do you have a phone number?
Sure. Is this Messi? I'm gonna provide you my information here. Oh, you know what, Messi? Can you see my screen? It's on the screen.
This is Mrs. Lipscomb. I'm sorry.
Say it one more time, please.
This is Ivy Lipscomb.
So it seems like perhaps you're dialed in via your GoToMeeting and then on your phone, so we can hear the static on the website. But my direct line is 949-359-0064.
Got it.
Great. Lakota, thank you so much for your feedback. I appreciate it, and I'm very excited that you're starting your program. And I'm very thankful that the presentation was informative. I want to make sure that you feel confident in starting your program. Another question from Muhammad: if someone consistent and is dedicated to complete the MBA soon, how many weeks will it take? Well, Muhammad, the MBA program is 12 courses. You can take up to 8 courses in 1 year. So that's around a year and 6 months if you don't double up. Now, if you want to double up, then you can definitely expedite that graduation date by less than a year.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you. What is your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm Đức Nguyễn, I'm pursuing the DBA program, And,
yes, congratulations.
So far, it seems that it's just beginning because I have not finished the application yet. So still we will, you have any information about the FAFSA or something, and how to apply for FAFSA, and how the FAFSA will be used for the program or something like that?
Okay.
Can you help me with that one?
Sure. And Doug, just to confirm, I heard you mention that you missed a couple first slides. Don't worry, we are recording this presentation, so I will provide you with a recording of the entire orientation today. The question is regarding financial aid. I took down your name, and Dr. Nguyen, and I'm going to be ensuring that I work with your enrollment advisor so that they can work with financial aid, and a financial aid representative, in this case, Rita Garcia, can reach out to you and then answer all of your questions that you may have regarding financial aid.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, thank you so much.
Very well.
But my application has not yet been done. So maybe we still need some more effort to make it finish. Not yet finished. So we still need some more assistance from your office for the completion of the admission procedure.
Absolutely, Doug. So what I'll do is I'll definitely reach out to your enrollment advisor to ensure that they work with you, and then we can ensure that you complete your enrollment application as well as getting that support from financial aid.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? You're very welcome, Doug.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions regarding the orientation today? If you would like to take your question offline, maybe you don't want others to hear, feel free to email me directly or let me know a good time so that we can chat. I'm more than happy to address your concerns or questions directly. You're very welcome, Mohammed. I appreciate you taking the time to attend the orientation. All right, so it is 11:04. With that being said, I thank you very much for joining the Eastern orientation. Congratulations again on embarking in this new academic journey to both of you MBA and doctorate students. I wish you tremendous success. I look forward to working with you. And please do look forward to my email within 24 to 48 hours with the orientation recording as well as the orientation presentation. Have a great day today.
Yeah, thank you so much for the orientation. But anyway, we still have some, maybe we still have some issue to be made clear later. Because I'm not quite clear about everything, so we still have some issue, some other issue to be raised to you. Thank you so much for your help.
You're very welcome. I'll definitely pass along your message to Roman Advisor. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank
Very
you so
welcome.
much. Okay,
Take
bye.
care. Bye.
Right.